Time now for your tropical update, and we're going to turn to our hurricane specialist, Carl Parker. And Carl, on this date in 1935, the strongest hurricane to make landfall, and it's categorized by pressure.
Yeah, that's right. It had a pressure of 892 millibars. You can compare that to the 922 that Hurricane Andrew had. So the lower the number, the stronger the storm. And that was the lowest number of any storm that made landfall in the U.S. And it was a terrible storm that hit the Florida Keys. And let's take a look at a photograph here. In 1935, we were in the middle of a terrible depression, of course, and many of the massive jobs programs created by the New Deal were well underway. One of those thousands of projects was the creation of a new overseas highway linking the Florida Keys. And hundreds of World War I veterans were hired for that project and lived in this camp. And over Labor Day weekend, it was clear that a storm was coming. Storm warnings were posted on the 1st, but officials decided not to move the veterans because they wanted to be sure it was coming to this area. Well, on Labor Day, the storm struck with winds of 185 miles per hour and a 20-foot storm surge, and 260 veterans were killed in that storm. A terrible day in American hurricane history. Well, today things are considerably quieter. We're watching 3 features. One of them is along the Baja Peninsula there in western Mexico. It's Tropical Depression Kiko. No big concerns there. There's an area of interest now in the western part of the Caribbean, and there's also this invest area that may yet become a tropical depression. So the area of interest now being given a 20% chance of developing. It's very near the Yucatan Peninsula, which is right here. This, of course, is the Gulf Coast. And it's most likely going to develop just a little tiny bit and then move over into northeastern Mexico. So we don't expect that it will be a threat to the U.S. Now, the next system is this invest area. That's sort of the pre-tropical depression stage, and that is getting very close to the Caribbean islands, now being given a 50% chance of developing within the next 5 days. It's already producing some rain near the islands here, getting up towards St. Lucia and Dominica, and we expect to see more of that today. And here's a look at the computer modeling. We'll pick up on the spin right there. Watch that move over towards Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, and really begin to become more diffuse. And then, curiously, a second area spins up in this model's estimation. It's done that over a couple of runs now and moves to the north of the Bahamas. So there are going to be areas that we're going to want to watch, but at this point, no very serious threats for the U.S.